Hey everybody, what's up? This is the Lost review for episode 414. This is part 3 of the 3-part season finale. You guys know the drill. This is for only Lost people, so if not, say hello and leave a comment. Otherwise, it's Lost spoilers time. You better have watched the season finale or I'm going to ruin it all for you. Here we go.
Jack, I said all of you. We're gonna have to bring him too.
Lost Evangeline Lilly later with Jimmy. Stay tuned for your local news and nightline. One mission will bring 12 people together.
Okay, I have a lot to talk about. This was an amazing episode. I took a ton of notes. Here we go. I'm just going to kind of talk about what happened, some general thoughts, and I may have to talk about theories in another video. This is just too much. Okay, the episode starts out. You see Saeed. He kills that guy in the car. He basically breaks Hurley out of the mental hospital. The coolest part of that scene was Hurley playing chess, and he says, "Checkmate, Mr. Echo." So Hurley has gone crazy, and he's seeing all these dead people from the island. Saeed definitely is trying to break Hurley out and save him. Then we're back in the Orchid Station. Cammy is dying, and he says to Ben, "Wherever you go, Widmore will find you." And Ben says, "Not if I find him first." So this is the revenge. This is kind of what all leads up to Ben's flashback, where we see him kind of chasing Widmore now. Cammy dies, and this leads to the freighter exploding. We see Michael by all the explosives. Christian Sheppard shows up and says, "You can go now." That tells me that Michael is dead. That was the island's way of saying, "You can go. You will die now." But then there's the emotional moment with Jin and Sun, where Jin did not get on the island. That was amazing. It was heart-wrenching. The actress who plays Sun did an incredible job. I don't think Jin died. I think he's in the water somewhere because he didn't get a visit from Christian Sheppard. I really think Jin is alive, but it was just an emotional episode, that part. And I think we're not going to find out if Jin's really dead or alive until maybe season 6 or something like that. We go to Sun's flash forward. She's in London. She confronts Widmore, and she says to him, "Don't act like you don't know me, just like you know we've been lying all the time and where we were." She says, "We're not the only ones left on the island." So who's she talking about? And she's trying to chase Widmore while it seems like everybody else is trying to hide from him. So she has revenge, which makes sense if she thinks Jin is dead. Okay, then we go back to the Orchid Station. Ben fills the vault with metal. He blows a hole in the vault. He puts on a jacket. He goes down into what I call the Fortress of Solitude. It looked a lot like the Superman movies. He puts the jacket on and he gets cut. Now, when he gets cut, remember his flash forward where he jumps to the future in 2005 where he ends up in the desert. He has that jacket on from the Orchid Station and he's cut. So when he moves the island, that's where he jumps. He escapes the island. He moves into the future. So he's off the island. Ben can't come back. He tells that to Locke. Locke kind of is the new Messiah. And then he says to Locke, he says, "I'm sorry I made your life so miserable." And I wonder if that has something to do with Locke's flashback, if Ben didn't travel back through time or something when Locke was a little boy. He has to climb down that Fortress of Solitude, which from last episode said it was right next to the thing with the weird exotic properties, which he pushes that big horse crank and he moves the island. Right before that happens, you see Locke meeting up with the others, and they say, "Welcome home, John." Ben looks up to the sky and says, "I hope you're happy now, Jacob." this huge buzz in the sky, this light in the sky, just like the hatch exploding in season 2. The island disappears and there's this huge ripple in the ocean. Now, what does that mean for the people on the island? What does that mean for Faraday and the people on his boat? I thought that was really cool. But that ripple in the ocean, did it get pulled? Did it just disappear? What? That was cool. I thought the little thing he was pushing was a little cheesy, but everything else was really cool. Okay, the helicopter is out of gas. It crashes. It plummets into the water, and that seems like where that's the part of the story that they were telling the press kind of matches up. They plunged. They were on a lifeboat. They found a smaller island. That part of the story meshes up, so they start to believe it. We go to the flash forward. We see Kate get a phone call. There's been some videos where people play what's on the phone call, and it says you have to go back if you play it backwards. I'll try to put that in a link on the side. All of a sudden she goes, and there's Claire. Right before Claire, you hear whispers, and I was kind of like you heard the whispers when Christian Sheppard showed up with Michael. And she says, "Don't bring him back, Kate. Don't bring him back." So you have Son, who will try to get revenge from Widmore. You have Jack, who's trying to get back. Claire doesn't want Aaron to go back. They meet up with Penny's boat. Before they see the boat, he says, "We have to lie about everything." He tells them that because it wasn't their plane in the ocean. They had to lie. Somebody put that plane in the ocean, and they want us dead. Look at the people in the freighter did. They want us dead. I think it's Widmore. I mean, I think we kind of know that. So we have to lie about everything to save those people on the island and what they're going to do to us if we say that we were on that island. And then Penny shows up. I never thought Penny and Desmond were going to meet back up this season. I thought it was going to be like the end of the show. Just like the Jin and Sun moment, this thing with Desmond and Penny was just this emotional, this wonderful meetup. Just absolutely incredible. 1 week later, the story starts to match up. They go on that island. Desmond and Jack say goodbye, and Jack says to Desmond, "See you in another life, brother." That was like either the season 1 finale or season 2 opener, I think, where you meet Desmond for the first time, where they're running up the stairs. So they met each other kind of in a previous lifetime to begin with. I thought that was really cool. And Jack says to Desmond, "Don't let them find you, Desmond." Then we go to the flash forward. We're at the funeral parlor. Ben shows up, which scared the crap out of me. Jack says that he met with Locke and that some very bad things happened on the island once they left. Now, who's left on the island? You have the others. You have Juliet. You have Sawyer. Now you have Miles, Charlotte, some of those people. So what was so bad that happens once they left? I mean, the freighter, I thought, was going to be the big bad thing. So now they all have to go back, and the island needs them all to go back, including the person in the coffin who was Locke, which I never saw coming, although that was one of my guesses, but I had a million guesses as to who was in that coffin. One other thing I wanted to add, Jack says, "I can't get Sun to follow me. She blames me for Jin's death," which she said there were 2 people she blamed, one of them being her dad, maybe 2 episodes ago. This was an incredible finale. So much happened. The helicopter crashing, Jin dying, Michael dying. I don't think Jin is dead. I think next season's going to be kind of take place more in the future, but yet there's got to be a story on the island, and I wonder what the shape of the story is going to be for next season. I think we're going to see more of Desmond and Penny, and Desmond can't be found either, so I wonder what Penny's going to do, if she's going to hide away from her dad. They never really explained where she stands with all that. I'd love to know what you guys think. My theories, I don't even know where to start with the theories. I think Michael is dead. I think he fulfilled his duties on the island. I think they need to bring Locke back, and I think Locke will kind of become alive like Christian Sheppard did. At the beginning of the very first season, Christian was dead. He was a corpse that landed on that island. So I think they need to find the island somehow. But there's so much that happened. We don't know who Jacob is yet. We don't know how is Locke going to be the leader. This was an absolutely amazing season finale. I'm going to, maybe this week, if not this week, early next week, I'm going to do a kind of season recap and talk more about my theories of this season finale, a grander theories about it. Just so much happened here. Love to hear what you guys think. Look forward to the next one, the next podcast. And then in a couple weeks, AndyPliskin and I are going to do our take on the season and the season finale, and then make that a kind of every 3 or 4 weeks do a tag team kind of vlog about different topics about Lost, to keep Lost going until January when it comes back on. We have 8 months, people. 8 months. We have to go back. Alright, that's all for now. Sorry I kind of jumbled. There was so much to go through. That's all for now. I'll talk to you guys later. This was a great season. I'll look forward to one final podcast with you guys. Take it easy. Bye.